Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Melissa and I am a fine artist. Today's video is going to be about motivation and my personal art goals, and hopefully mine can inspire you to achieve your own. I'll be giving you guys tips and advice, and this doesn't only have to apply to art. It can be towards literally anything you have in your life, any goal you want to achieve in your life. Also, can we talk about the fact that it's 2024? Like, the year is 2024. That's crazy to me. The other day, I was like filling out a form and I was putting in the date and I put 2024 and it just did not feel real. But anyway, it's a new year, which is like both overwhelming and refreshing at the same time. I'd say overwhelming because of the realization that we're getting older. And also there's 12 approaching months of not knowing what to expect. Like, the year could either the year could either go really great or bad, or a mixture of both. And goals could either be met or unmet, but at the same time, a new year is also really refreshing because it's like we've hit the reset button. Like, this is our chance to start over. I mean, in actuality, we can reset whenever we want throughout the year, but it's just something that feels different when the year is starting all over again. I feel like when it's a new year and you set a goal and it's not met, you're kind of just like, well, I messed up. I haven't been able to meet this goal. I give up. It is what it is. But then again, is that really the case though? Because like, as long as we are alive and have time, we actually haven't messed up. We actually still have the opportunity to meet our goals as long as we have time. I think that it's easy to forget that meeting our goals is not just like one straight line. It's not just like one straight route. Like, if anything, it looks more like a zigzag or like waves until we get to a point where we understand what really works for us before achieving that goal. And a lot of the times it's because life just happens and you fall off and you have to get back up, and that doesn't only require motivation. Motivation is temporary. It's more like a spark. For example, when the new year starts, everybody makes a gym membership. I've witnessed it myself. Everyone makes a gym membership. They're all motivated. They're like, yeah, I'm going to get that body. This is my goal. I'm going to make sure I work out every day. The gym is packed for like the whole month of January. And then after that, it's like the desert. And the last few people that do continue to come are actually disciplined. And the difference between motivation and discipline is that when you're motivated, you have this natural desire to achieve something. However, it actually does not last long. For example, the gym membership I spoke about, that can last a month and people can just stop after the motivation is gone. Whereas with discipline, you're persevering through difficult times and you keep pushing in the direction that you want to go, regardless of whether or not the motivation is there. And I don't know if this sounds silly or if anyone feels the same way, but for me personally, I feel like motivation can also come after discipline, if that makes sense. Like, I really, really love drawing. I love painting. I have no other words to describe it. If there was a word above love for art, that's the word that I would use. But there's also days where I feel like I just can't get myself to draw, or like can't get myself to paint because like I'm so exhausted from working, going to the gym, cooking, taking care of my dog, that I'm just like, I can't do this. And sometimes when I'm just like, okay, tonight you're gonna sit down at this table and you're gonna draw for like 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. And that 5 minutes ends up turning into an hour or 2 hours, and then it's super late. So it's like, I don't have that motivation. But once I discipline myself to keep working on what I want, that spark is like right back where it was before. And that's another thing too. We have to be honest with ourselves. Set realistic goals. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's responsibilities are different. So if you have a lot to do during the week, I wouldn't say to set the goal for yourself to draw like 5 or 7 days out of the week for like an hour, or like, I mean, for like 5 hours or something. You know, like if you're working like crazy, a little bit goes a long way. 20 minutes a day, or an hour a day, or maybe 3 days a week, 2 days a week, whatever works for you based off of your schedule and what you're capable of doing. A lot of the times people try to cram so much in a small amount of time, and that's when that spark gets lost, you know? Instead of setting such high expectation on yourself, I would say like try to make it part of your lifestyle, you know, like the way you brush your teeth every day or go to work every day. Like for me now, like drawing before bed is my night routine. Like if I don't get to draw the whole day and it's already like midnight, I'm like, okay, I'm pulling out this sketchbook real quick, pulling out my color pencils, my mechanical pencils, and just drawing whatever, and like not having that expectation on myself, not having such a huge expectation for myself to draw something so perfect or big, or like looking for a specific photo, because I know like a lot of us can get carried away on Pinterest looking for a photo. So just pick a topic or a theme, pick a photo, and just get to drawing something like that. Like yesterday night, I was like, I want to use color pencils today, because I always use my mechanical pencil or like graphite pencils. And I hopped on Pinterest and I literally typed in dogs, found a picture of a dog that was like on the top of the page, found a picture of a dog, thought it looks cute, clicked it, got to work, and that was it. And at the end of it, I was like, this drawing is so cute, like I really like this turned out so nice. And it's just giving yourself the opportunity to see what you're capable of doing in like those little drops of, how do I say it, like little drops of action. So this is all to say that a little bit goes a long way. Don't be too hard on yourself, but consistency is always key. If you're going to plan to draw 2 days a week or 4 days a week, then you should try to stick to your word, stick to what you said. And you also have to know your why. Your why is very important. You can have your why and be motivated on some days, and other days you're not so motivated. But when you remember your why, it gives you that push. And for me personally, I've been drawing since I was a kid, but I was never very consistent because I was always in school and always in extracurricular activities. And I thought, you know what, like I can't make a career out of this, so I have to put it on the side and just do it every now and then. But at the end of the day, my heart and my soul was yearning for my sketchbook, my art supplies, my materials. And now I'm in a point of my life where I'm just like, how is it that I've dedicated so much time and effort to things that I didn't care about and not to the one thing that matters the most to me? So in college, I studied biology. I also had to take classes that did not pertain to my major. Forget what's the word for that. But yeah, I would even have to write essays. There were due dates and deadlines, and I would always be hard on myself to stick to them and get things done before the time that they were due. So like that's my like motivation to like do things for myself, because if I don't meet my artistic goals, the only thing I can think to myself is, how did you manage to stay up late nights writing papers and studying in that textbook all day, but you can't even manage to get in one painting or one sketch in for the day. But moving on from motivation and discipline, I also want to talk about letting go of your fears and your limiting beliefs. Because guys, mindset is everything, baby. I like to use this example. I tell people all the time, you could think that you're ugly, but the moment you start telling yourself that you're beautiful or that you're handsome every single day, at some point you will start to believe it. You will believe it because your mind is that powerful. And that's also how you can grow as an artist. Like, if you keep telling yourself, oh, I can't draw bodies, I can't do figure drawing, oh, I can't draw hands. If you keep telling that to yourself for as long as you say that, you will not have the ability to believe it, even when you're not able to at the moment. Like, for example, I did not know how to draw figures for a very long time. Like, I avoided drawing bodies like the plague. I used to only draw portraits. And then during COVID, when we had all the time in the world to stay home and everything, I was like, this is the perfect time to get myself a new sketchbook and go crazy. Also, side note, you guys will notice every time I talk about like art supplies and stuff like that, I get super excited, and like I'm recording and I can see like the sound waves getting like real high. Okay, anyway, I got myself a new sketchbook during COVID, and I told myself, I'm gonna keep drawing bodies. I'm just gonna keep practicing. I'm gonna watch as many videos, read as many books as I can on figure drawing, and like just increase my knowledge. There was no more I can't or I don't know how to do this. It was, I want to do this and I'm going to figure it out, and I will keep doing it until I figure it out. And I'm so happy because now I can say I'm finally at the point where I'm comfortable with drawing figures. I don't run away from it. Like, I'm more than happy to, even if it looks challenging, I'm excited to do it. So during COVID, when I wanted to learn how to draw bodies, like improve my figure drawing, I looked at other people's videos on YouTube. I read books that my father gave me on figure drawing, and I also took a live figure drawing class in the city. I would go there like every week. Not as much time because like getting to the city, not as much as I wanted to because getting to the city was a bit of a hassle, but I would go like once or twice every week, and it helped me a lot. Like, that class showed me to like not be like so nitpicky with the details right away, but to focus on line gestures and big shapes. So I can definitely say that live figure drawing class definitely helped me a lot, especially with drawing more loosely. And I think for some other artists as well, if you don't have a community or if you didn't go to art school, it can feel discouraging or you can feel unmotivated to continue your work, especially if you don't have that art community. So I would definitely encourage you guys to look for that if you don't have it, because it makes a drastic change to have an art community. It really does. I've also been to art fairs and I've met other artists, and it's just really, really nice. Okay, I feel like I've been getting real chatty. I hope that I've been helpful to you guys so far. But yeah, overall, I want you guys to set realistic art goals or anything else, realistic goals for yourself, and try to achieve them little by little. And once you feel comfortable with what you're accomplishing, then you can gradually increase the work that you do, or like how much or how often you do it. And I want you guys to let go of your fears and your limiting beliefs, because it's only going to hold you back. And sometimes it feels like your brain is against you, because you could just be sitting there and your brain is just like, you can't do it, it's not possible. But like when you hear that, you need to like catch that thought and be like, Yes, I can. And sometimes it's so easy to look at other artists and start comparing. I do want to talk about comparison, but like maybe in another video. But yeah, like sometimes it's so easy to like start comparing yourself to other artists that you see online or in the real world, in like museums or something, and think like, wow, like they're amazing. I don't have the potential to reach there. But then again, you have to remember that everybody started from somewhere. That's why like the word talented feels a little iffy to me sometimes. Like, I get what the other person means, but like I feel like when I hear the word talent, like it's like something that just comes natural. But art, like artistic achievement, it's something that's worked very hard towards. Like no one's just naturally gifted to, you know, paint amazing portraits. It's hard work. So those artists that you see with amazing art skills, they had to work their butt off to get there. And I've seen some artists that have improved drastically, but that's because they stayed consistent. I forget this artist's name, but on Instagram she uses like watercolors and draws, like she paints watercolor portraits, and her skills are very advanced. Like she would always draw and paint well, but like her skills are like top notch. So this is all to say that everybody has to start from somewhere, you know, nothing just comes naturally. And I'm very aware of that, which is why I have set certain goals for myself this year. And one of them is to use more colors in my sketchbook. I'm always using graphite in my sketchbook, and my sketchbook looks pretty dull. Like, I like my drawings, I think they look nice, but I think it needs more colors. And going back to the topic of letting go of our fears, I'm aware that I fear colors. I've read about color theory, I've learned so much about colors, yet to actually work on it and like, you know, test the waters with it feels a bit scary still. But this year I'm going to tackle that fear, use more color pencils in my sketchbook. And I have like mixed media sketchbooks as well, so I do also want to work on painting gouache portraits and get more comfortable with that, because I'm comfortable with drawing portraits with like pencils and color pencils, but when it comes to paint, I'm kind of just like, oh, like not me, I can't, no. But changing the mindset, I can paint a gouache portrait. And I'm aware that it's not going to happen overnight. I'm going to have to be consistent throughout the year. So I want to at least paint like 3 portraits every month. And with my sketchbook, I want to use color pencils in them way more often. I'd say like 4 days a week. And I am also making it a goal of mine to fill up my pages way more, because I do have the tendency to like draw something on one page and like skip pages, and like I have a lot of blank pages. And I guess it's not necessary to fill every page, but that's just how I want it. Like I want to flip through the pages and see that I've put in the work, I guess. And I don't want to put too much pressure on myself, because I feel like another reason why I haven't been consistent with drawing in my sketchbook as much as I'd like to is also having that feeling that like I need to draw something perfect, or it needs to look aesthetically pleasing if I'm gonna draw on it, which is not the case. Like, your sketchbook is literally for practicing, so that I'm going to make it just for that this year. Whether I'm throwing in scribbles in there, like shapes in there, whatever, it's gonna be awesome. But overall, I want to get more colors in that sketchbook and improve my gouache portrait paintings. It's weird, like I'm totally comfortable with painting landscapes with gouache, but when it comes to painting portraits, I am scared. I'm scared. But I'm gonna give it a try this year, and I'm gonna be consistent. Last year I was dabbling with oil paints, which I really love. I've learned that I love oils way more than acrylics. But this year, one step at a time, baby steps, I'm just focusing on the sketchbook and wash. That's pretty much it. Honestly, I can't even believe how much I've been chatting in this voiceover. I spent the whole week overthinking, like, I don't know what am I gonna say in this video, like, I don't know what I'm gonna say in this voiceover. I don't know what I want to discuss, and here I am, free winging it. That goes to show anything's possible. You can do whatever you want. On that note, if you've watched this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and comment if you would like, of course. And I look forward to chatting with you guys again. Thank you.